Hi, this is Alan Saunders with Pittsburgh Sports Live here at the Petersen Events Center, where they're still picking up the confetti from the Oakland Zoo's celebration at the very beginning of Pitt's upset victory over Florida State here tonight. And the Zoo was a factor throughout as Pitt took a 5-point lead into a 10-point lead in the second half, something they weren't able to do in last Saturday's loss to North Carolina State on the road. And when the Pitt players were asked what the difference was, the answer was the crowd.
What was different?
The energy. The Zoo was. It was a lot.
Home court advantage.
I mean, yeah, well, we really got to work on that. We just felt we just felt like we should have won that game. So when we went in the film, I mean, you don't really know how close you are to when you watch it over again. So we just felt like that. So we just went forward, just fixed the mistakes we made last game.
Terrell.
Of course, Pitt did plenty of work on the court as well, led by freshman phenom Trey McGowens, who scored 30 points for the second time in under a week's span. The first time he did it, he was the first Pitt freshman ever to score 30 points, and now he's done it twice since last Wednesday. And he led the way charging to the basket into the teeth of Florida State's gigantic defense. They've got a 7'4" center. Several other players, 6'10", 6'11", and taller. McGowens showed no fear driving to the hoop all game. When he wasn't able to get shots to fall, he was able to go to the free throw line, where he hit 18 free throws for more than half of his 30 points. Here's Pitt head coach Jeff Capel on McGowens and the rest of his freshmen lack of any type of fear going up against the number 11 team in the country, going up against a team that posed a physical mismatch, or any other challenge that they've been presented with this season.
Yeah, but if you just aren't afraid, I mean, some people are afraid it can be the first game. You can have first game jitters. You can be afraid for that. Your first road game, we played at Iowa. You can be afraid for that. First neutral site game, St. Louis, you can be afraid for that. We weren't. In any of those situations, we weren't. Doesn't mean we played great. We certainly, did some things in some of those games that we showed our youth. I think we're starting to grow up a little bit. Certainly it's a little bit easier at home because you have the adrenaline, especially when you have a crowd like ours. But I don't think these guys have been afraid from day one.
Pitt did not have a great night shooting, but they were able to get things done with a strong defensive performance in the second half. They allowed Florida State to make just 8 baskets from the floor after halftime, and that was the thing that when Pitt was able to extend that lead in the second half made the difference for the Panthers. It wasn't necessarily the strongest offensive night for Pitt. They shot in the 30s throughout the game, but they were able to get the stops when they needed to on defense, particularly down the stretch.
And so we didn't think we'd wear them down. We just tried to shrink the floor. Percentage-wise, they had some guys, especially in conference play, that had not been shooting the ball well. And so we just, I don't know if that's analytics or what, but we just tried to shrink the court. We tried to clog the lanes. We didn't guard a couple of guys outside the three-point line. I thought that slowed them down. I thought our transition defense was really good. We didn't give them any easy baskets in transition. I shouldn't say any. We didn't give them many easy baskets. I thought, us valuing the ball helped us. I think that helped us with that. But I just think, we were able to execute a game plan pretty much perfectly, especially in the second half.
The win is a big one for Pitt's program, beating a ranked opponent for the first time in 13 tries. The last one was back in 2017 here in this building against Florida State, ironically. And Seminoles head coach Leonard Hamilton said that Jeff Capel has brought the swagger back to this once proud program.
I think people in Pittsburgh should be very happy that they have a guy, Jeff, that's come in and kind of brought that swagger back that Pitt's been accustomed to for over a number of years. And he's to be congratulated, for not only doing a great job with his kids of recruiting, identifying talent that are capable of coming in and playing a system that can win for you. We all know that the Zoo has always been difficult for people to come in and play against, and tonight we just got a little taste of that.
After playing 3 games in 6 days, the Panthers will get a much-needed rest before they'll hit the road for Syracuse on Saturday. Pittsburgh Sports Live will be there from the Carrier Dome with coverage from that one. Until then, thanks for watching. I'm Alan Saunders, Pittsburgh Sports Live.